Good morning, children. Welcome back to our science class. In the previous part of this lesson, we have learned about the aquatic plants. Let us once revise what are aquatic plants. Plants growing in water are called aquatic plants, and mainly these aquatic plants are of two types. Those are floating aquatic plants and underwater plants. Floating aquatic plants are again two types. Free floating aquatic plants which are not attached to any surface and they freely float on water. And the second type is fixed aquatic plants. These plants attached to the pond bed. Examples of free floating aquatic plants are duckweed, water lettuce and water hyacinth. Examples of fixed aquatic plants are water lily, pond lily, lotus, etc. Now, in this class, let us learn about underwater plants. Already we have discussed about the two types of floating aquatic plants. So, in this part, let us learn about underwater plants. See, in this picture, we can see some plants, Hydrilla, Vallisneria, Utricularia, etc. All these plants are present under the water. So, the plants which grow under the water are called as underwater plants. These are underwater plants. And these plants have strap-like leaves, pointed and strap-like leaves. See the picture of Hydrilla plant. Hydrilla plant. So, when you observe the leaves of this Hydrilla plant, it has pointed and strap-like leaves. This Hydrilla plant is very useful for the aquatic animals. Let us see how it is useful. This hydrilla increase the oxygen content of water and remove the carbon dioxide from it. And this helps in making water suitable for fish and other aquatic animals and helps them to get enough oxygen. So when the oxygen is not sufficient in water for those aquatic animals, this hydrilla is the best plant which increase the oxygen content of water and remove the carbon dioxide from it. So this oxygen content, increased oxygen content in water is useful for the aquatic animals and helps them to get enough oxygen. So hydrilla is the best example of underwater plants. So aquatic plants, we have discussed the free floating aquatic plants, free floating aquatic plants, fixed aquatic plants and underwater plants. Two types of water plants we have discussed along with examples. Now, next part in this is cultivation of plants. So one day what happened? Mona, a girl, visited a village. She saw some farmers uprooting some plants from their fields. And she asked her father why were they doing so. Then her father told her that plants like sugarcane, maize, wheat and rice are grown in this way by the farmers. Such plants are called as cultivated plants. And sometimes a few undesirable plants also grow along with the cultivated plants. These undesirable plants are called weeds, which can harm the growth of cultivated plants. Hence, they are removed from the soil. So, when we observe the cultivation of plants or crops by the farmers, we can say that these plants are grown by the farmers, which are called as cultivated plants. For example, sugarcane, maize, wheat, rice, etc. So, first of all, what the farmer will do, he will sow the seeds. Later on, he will get the plants. So, there is a procedure of cultivation of crops. So, these plants which are grown by the farmers are called as cultivated plants, and the undesirable plants which grow along with the cultivated plants are called the weeds. These undesirable plants should be removed from the soil. Why? Because if these weeds are left in the fields, they harm the growth of cultivated plants. So the farmer supplies water and fertilizers and everything to the cultivated plants. So these weeds, they use that water and fertilizers and does not allow the cultivated plants to grow well. So these weeds should be removed. When the weeds are removed, then only the crop will be grown better. So farmers will remove these weeds which grow along with the cultivated plants and they grow the plants. So I told already that there is a procedure for the cultivation of plants. Now let us learn how farmers grow plants for cultivation. First of all, these farmers, see here we have a picture. What is the farmer doing here, children? The farmer is plowing the field by using the oxen. So, first of all, the farmer prepare the field to sow the seeds. Preparation is nothing but plowing the field. For this, they first dig the soil, loosen it and make it soft. This is called plowing. See, the farmer is by using the plow, he is plowing the field by using the oxen and plow, and he is digging the soil. So, and loosen it. He makes the soil particles loose and make the soil soft. Then, if the soil is made soft, when he sow the seeds in that, the seeds will grow better. So, for that purpose, he is digging the soil, he loosens it and he makes it soft. This process is called as plowing. So, digging the soil, loosen it and make it soft is called plowing. Plowing is done by using the plow, which is an iron structure. See, in this picture, we can observe that plow, which is the iron structure. The farmer is just putting his left hand on the plow. Under that, one iron structure will be there which loosens the soil. So, this is called plow. So, he uses the plow for plowing the fields. These days, plowing is done with the help of tractors also. We can observe the tractors also having the iron structures, just some teeth like structures. So they will plow the field. And plowing is followed by sprinkling of seeds. Later on, when the soil becomes loose, he just sprinkle the seeds. It is necessary to drop the right amount of seeds at regular distances. He just put the seeds at regular intervals, regular distances, so that the plants will grow better. Otherwise, somewhere it will be clumsy and somewhere it will be very spacious. So, what he will do? He will just put the seeds, sprinkle the seeds at regular distances. Then the farmer, he then waters the field. After sprinkling the seeds, he just water the plants. After a few days, small plants start sprouting. After the watering process, small plants start sprouting. Along with these sprouts, again, weeds also may appear in the fields. Then the seeds of weeds are brought to the fields by birds and other animals. So these birds, animals and all, they just move on here and there in the fields. They bring those seeds and they will just drop those seeds in the fields. So that seeds will be grown into plants which are weeds. You know that already weeds are the undesirable plants which disturb the growth of the cultivated plants. Then weeds are to be removed so that they do not consume water and fertilizers given for the main crop. When the weeds are removed by the farmer, then they do not consume water and fertilizers for the main crop. Then the cultivated plants grow and give us the desired products. This is the process of cultivation of plants. First, the farmer digs the soil, loosen it and make it soft, which is called ploughing. Ploughing is done by the plough, and this is followed by sprinkling of seeds. Then water will be provided to the field. After few days, small plants start sprouting. Along with the small plants, some weeds also will grow, and these weeds will be removed by the farmer, and the main crop will grow better. So the weeds are the undesirable plants which harm the growth of cultivated plants. So they should be removed from the field. They should be removed from the field. So by following all these techniques, farmer cultivates the crops. So you just learn this video, children, and now I'm going to give the assignment for you. See here, only 2 questions. The first question is, what is ploughing? I told already what is ploughing, what the farmer do for plough, that is ploughing. And why should weeds be removed? Weeds should be removed which can harm the growth of cultivated plants. So that weeds should be removed. So why should weeds be removed? You just answer the questions. Thank you.